Hey guys, and welcome back to the Chaotic Kids channel, where I, Michelle, document my life here on YouTube as I try to become a full-time author, while also traversing the world of multiple personalities. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. But today I'm going to take you in what an evening in my life looks like as someone who is possibly pursuing becoming a nun or a sister, but also being someone who is very much a reader and also a author. So we're just gonna do a wide variety of things that in this evening. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Let's just get into it. Hey guys, today is March 11th, and today we're doing an evening in my life. So basically, what can you expect in this video? So this video, you can expect me to do a lot of like journaling, reflecting on my life, prayer time kind of thing, because I am Catholic, and as I said, like as I did a video on, like I have a 5-year goal of becoming becoming a sister and following the religious life. Right now I'm kind of doing what I call my nun training. And the reason I do this in the evening is because most sisters do their prayer time, like more heavily focused prayer time in the morning, and I think also at night. But I just currently wake up at 7, which is their time that they go to mass. But my mornings, I am fully committed to doing it. Not fully, but like I just need to work up to certain things, because my body has been so used to the way I've lived for like the last 5-6 years that it's like, we're not going to jump into this right away because then it would like backfire on us, you know? So we got steps to go. And we also have to realize, like, right now we're not in a convent and we don't have structured days. Like, our days very much dictate, like, everything just fluctuates between the days, you know? Like, take this last week. This last week has been chaotic. I've done 5 different trips. 3 of them were to go down to see my sister. 2 were to go down to a bigger town in Kansas, which were like an hour and a half away. So I'm like, I've been on the road, and I'm like, I need a break. Says someone who's recording a video. But yeah, so this is something I'm doing every single day, or at least really shooting to do every single day. There might be a day where my mental health is just like, I physically cannot sit and listen to the Bible. I cannot sit down and pray a rosary. I am just fed up and tired. There are days like that, I will admit, because my altars are not all the same religion, but also some of them are very hostile. Not like bad hostile, they're just more aggressive, and like they do have not more control, but like they have more influence on the body. So sometimes if they're really upset, they can kind of take over the control panel in a way and switch us to not doing prayer time. Doesn't mean that they won't like let us watch religious clips and videos, but it just means not actively like praying the rosary, doing the Bible in a year. Like, they'll do subtle things, but not take the time to sit and do the Bible, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's just how things are. But yeah, so we got fun. But I think this day I'm going to have things separated into like 4 different sections of like goals to do, like 4 different sections of this, like 4 different clips I want to do kind of thing, maybe. This first clip is obviously just a talking clip. But I'm going to do, the section 1 is going to be my prayer and rosary time journaling session. The second one is going to be doing the Bible in a year. The third one is going to do my scripture reading, or like my book I'm reading for scripture. Excuse me. And then the 4th one is going to be reading a fiction book. Then it'll be bedtime. But yeah, so that's kind of how I've got things set up. Just because I need structure right now. But I also just need to relax, and that's why I'm reading the fiction book, because I'm like, I just need to escape reality, really. Because, like, even with the scripture books I'm reading, like, the more heavily religious books, like, it's not escaping the world. It's, like, really making me reflect in my head, you know? But, like, fiction books, I can just, like, read it, be entertained by it, and then it just fades away kind of thing, you know? But anyways, so, rosary and prayer time, the first thing. I usually do this around 5 o'clock, well, 5:30 to 6 o'clock. I just am starting it at 5, because I ate early. But so, what's the goal for this little section? So, first of all, I'm going to be praying a rosary. I have this rosary here. I don't even remember. I got it from the religious shop that I went to. I just don't remember why I bought it. Maybe because I wanted a new rosary. I don't know. But so I've got this one. The problem with this rosary, not necessarily a problem, but like in between the Hail Mary beads, they like, these hooks like can detach from each other just because they're not fully connected. So I have this one section that I've like tried to smash the hooks together, that likes to fall apart a lot. And like at first I was like, oh, this is happening because like God's telling me something, but after it happened like the third time, I'm like, okay, this is just annoying. So yeah, I kind of want to get a new rosary, but at the same point I'm like, this rosary still works. It's got all the beads, just sometimes doesn't like to not follow me, but work with me. And today I'm going to be praying a sorrowful mystery. I have these little like note cards for each one of the mysteries. It's just got like, say the sorrowful mysteries. You're supposed to say it on Tuesdays and Fridays, but since it is Lent, you're supposed to say sorrowful mysteries. Then it's got the 5 mysteries, and I can't read my handwriting, but they're supposed to be like, you pray for the sorrows of sin, self-denial, moral courage, patience, final perseverance, and stuff like that. I don't remember like, I think those are just the moments you're supposed to reflect on. So, yeah. But I do typically try to pray another rosary throughout the day. I like to go to, like, churches or to a place called the Grotto or to cemeteries and pray it. Just depends. Today I went to the Grotto and prayed. I actually had time to pray it at the Grotto today, which was nice. But so I'm going to be saying the sorrowful mysteries. And after I get done with the prayer, I'm going to journal in this notebook. It's not really journaling. It's more like taking 5, 10, 15 minutes to sit down, have a little prayer with God, like a more personal prayer, and being like, dear God, thank you for blah, 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 what happened today. I pray for maybe some family members, maybe some situations. I'm not sure. It depends on the moment of the day. But this is just more of a personal prayer, and I usually do this after my rosary, just so then I feel like, I don't know, like, the rosary is, like, the beginning prayer, and then the journaling is the after prayer. I don't know. And then I've got some books that I'm going to be reading. Both of these books have, like, day schedules. So, like, the first book is The Lives We Actually Live. There's a section back here got prayers that you're supposed to read during the Lent. So it's got 40 days worth of prayers that you are supposed to read, like, say, today's day 13, and it's when you can't love yourself. That's what the prayer is for. So for when you can't love yourself, you pray the rosary, and I just think about it, you know. Sometimes I resonate with it, other times not necessarily, but I do think about it. Like, sometimes I'll be like, just sitting, like, not sitting, but like, I'll be going through the day and being like, man, this has like been a garbage day, and then I'll be like, oh, I need to read this book, you know, just something like that. Then the other book I'm reading is Do Something Beautiful for God. This is Essential Teachings by Mother Teresa. This book, I'm not sure how to read it, because, like, it looks like this on the inside. It's got, like, say, like, May 23rd, May 24th, May 25th. And then it's got, like, a little teaching of what Mother Teresa said. And I'm reading it as if it's, like, a daily reading. But I'm like, I don't think that's how it's meant to be read. So I might take this off. I don't know what to do about this. I'm either going to finish the month of March off and finish Lent off, thinking about this one book, like, one day at a time. But I might start reading this as if it was I don't want to say a real book, but like a regular book. and do like my own reflections like I usually do. But so I'm going to be reading those 2 books and then moving on to the next thing. Yeah, so I've been talking for like 9 minutes. I really need to get into prayer time. I will say I'm going to be praying in silence today. I typically like to have like some kind of music playing. I usually listen to Josh Snodgrass. I think it's Snodgrass. Josh, who plays like instrumental religious music. I'm trying to do more silence because God speaks to us in silence. So that's something I'd have. I also have some holy water here. I need to get this refilled. But I have some holy water that I'll bless myself with, before I do the rosary. I also have, I don't know, these are just like, well, sometimes I use them as bookmarks, sometimes I just have them as like prayer cards kind of thing. But so I have one by, not one by anybody. This is Jesus with the Lamb. These I got from an Unbound retreat that I did last year. And then I have one of Blessed Virgin Mary with, her 7 sorrows. But yeah, so I have those. I actually have 2 of the Mary with the 7 sorrows. It's got on the back the 7 sorrows mysteries the 7 sorrows of Mary written on the back. I'm wanting to do some 7 sorrow mysteries and do some different types of rosaries besides just the rosary, or different prayers besides the rosary. Just haven't started that yet. And then I also have this one. It has, let's see, Mother Teresa, the Sorrowful Mother, Maria Goretti, which is this one, and then Josephine Baccata? I don't know. But I've got these. I did do previous, like, small picture books on these 2. I'm going to redo them, just because I'm redoing my picture books. That was pretty much draft 1, and now I'm doing draft 2 of my picture books. But these 2 ladies, I just happen to have a picture of them, you know. But these pictures stay in front of my desk at all times. They're always either in front of my screen or in front of my keyboard when I have my keyboard up against the screen. I've been talking for a while. I will see you guys later whenever I get into my Bible in a year's time. So I will see you guys later, okay? Bye! Hey guys, so I just got done with my prayer. Actually, I've been done for a little bit. I had to go refresh my tea, and I also got out all my Bible stuff. I also watched a couple of videos. I watched like a couple videos in between prayer time and Bible time. Not necessarily to get out of the mindset. It's just I watch other videos to I don't know, like almost enforce, but also I don't know, like I just watch other videos just because I'm addicted to videos. But I watch them based on like if they're new videos that like say Ascension Presents post, or there's some other people that I watch. If they post a video, I'll watch it at that time. But today I watched one about a nun talking about when is it needed for like going to a spiritual director, and when to go see like a psychiatrist, and also when that like when you go see a exorcist. She didn't really talk about that one. That one was more directed like with your spiritual director, but spiritual director and psychiatrist, found them both really interesting. And I will say, like, she made it very clear, like, God is at the center of everything. And like, people may not know that, like, you may not acknowledge that, but it's still true at the end of the day. Like, even in your day-to-day life, like, God is influencing you. You may not see it, but he influences you. And honestly, that has something to do a lot with this book, The 3 Ordinary Voices of God. Like, God speaks to us through our needs, our desires, and our talents. And I just got done reading about the needs. I was about to say nerds. Learning about the needs, and it is so true. Like, God speaks to us through our needs in multiple different aspects. It's physical, emotional, I can't think of what physical, emotional, hold on. Intellectual, and then spiritual. I don't know why I struggle so much with intellectual. But anyway, so like God influences us through those different aspects, and especially with our needs, like he influences us. And like even on YouTube, like I know people say it's the algorithm, but I still think that sometimes the algorithm and maybe God works in the same way. I don't know. That's just my personal belief. Anywho, I am going to get started with my Bible in a year. I am on day 74. I'm currently in Numbers and Exodus. I think I'm on Numbers chapter 27 and Deuteronomy chapter 28. So I'm in the desert wanderings, pretty much, as Father Mike and Jeff say. These are in the desert wandering times. So what I do for this is I have here a notebook. What I do is kind of like take notes on the reading, but also like what Father Mike explains afterwards. So like if I don't understand something, then Father Mike might explain it. Otherwise, it's something for me to think about the next time I read the Bible, you know? Yeah, and I will say, like, I've learned a lot more about the Bible as I've been doing this, and it's really fascinating. I don't know if fascinating is the right word, but it intrigues me. It makes my intellectual side more prosperous. But yeah, I'm doing this. It's fun. I will do this. Looks like it's like a 28 minute long video. After this, I will go into reading and possibly reading I will be reading the 3 ordinary voices of God. But we will talk about that in the next clip. So I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye. Okay, guys, so I just got done with my Bible in a year. I got done with day 74, needed to move on to day 75 tomorrow. But I'm going to now move into my book readings. It is currently almost 7 o'clock. I'm starting off reading the 3 ordinary voices of God. Today I was going to say we are learning, but it's kind of learning. Today I'm, I guess learning. I don't know what else to say. It is the second voice that God speaks to us through, which is talents. I will eventually do like a book review on this book whenever I get it done. But so far in chapter 2, there's only like 5 chapters in this book with an epilogue. But like chapter 1 was about needs and how God speaks to us through our needs. And how we sometimes interpret that as how did he put it? He was like, we know what let's see, where is it? It's like the very first, that's wrong chapter. Sorry, should have found this before I talked. Gosh, dang it. Can't find it. But it's basically how we just all live in a happiness paradox. And, well, I don't know. It talks about a lot of different things. I'll have to find it whenever I do my review and stuff. But really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the needs section. Like the voice about needs. I broke it up into 2 chapters, like 2 different readings. Just because it was a long chapter and I didn't have the time, like the mind width at the time to read the whole thing. But yeah, so we're working on the talents. The talents section looks smaller, which is good. But yeah, I was briefly looking over and it has like, kind of like chapter header. Like this is the title and then this is like the chapter headers. So it's got like the 2 paths. I saw 2 truths. The basics of the second voice. Everybody is a genius. Did I flip the page? I don't know. 2 truths. Context is a beautiful thing. And then unique and universal talents. Yeah, those are basically the chapter headers of these. So I'm going to get started reading that. But before I do, I wanted to talk about 2 books that I picked up from the mission. I love going to missions. Like, there's one mission around here, like, very close to me. I would say only, like, 7 miles away from, 7 miles, so a 7-minute drive away from me. But these were 2 books that I picked up. The first one is The 4 Signs of a Dynamic Catholic. by Matthew Kelly, who is the same author as this book here. And basically, I didn't realize this when I picked it up, but it has different names of saints on it. So it's like, what four things did Mother Teresa have in common? Like, Mother Teresa and Saint Francis of Assisi and all these people. Like, what are four things that these people have in common to become saints? And I found that really interesting because, like, I just did Saint Francis of Assisi's picture book. Loved doing it, and I asked my grandma who I should do next between Saint Michael the Archangel or Mother Teresa, and she suggested Mother Teresa, and Mother Teresa just happens to be the first one on there, so I'm like, a good book to read. God works mysterious ways. And then another book I picked up, I'm sorry, I don't know what words just came out of my mouth, but is A Light in the Shadow, based on a true story. So I read the back of it, so it's split in half on color-wise, but I read the back a little bit. It is about the author, and Anna? Yeah, I think it's Anna. Anna, and how it's basically her telling the story of her father, who was someone who was very devout in his religion. He was wise and spiritual, and yeah, just I don't know exactly, but it's talking about this man's spiritual journey before he died and stuff. So yeah, these are really exciting books. I'm excited to read. I just have to finish this book and also finish the Mother Teresa book. But then I'll get started on these two. And I'll probably do something very similar to how I'm doing the Three Ordinary Voices of God and how I did Bernice's book before. I'm going to, like, read it, journal about it, like, have, like, notes taken about the reading and stuff, and then the next day or the same day do a journaling session, like, being like, okay, this is something that hit me hard, and then do a book review after. So, yeah, that's my game plan. I'm going to listen to a couple videos while I'm doing it. I just like listening to videos while I read, just so I'm not hearing the empty voices of my head. Not empty voices in my head, but just so I don't hear the creaks around the house, because my house creaks. But yeah, so I'm going to get started reading, planning on reading chapter 3, and I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye! Okay, guys, so it's about 7:30 right now. I am incredibly tired, and I realize I have to get up at like 4 o'clock tomorrow. Well, probably 4:30. I'm going to shoot for 4:30 just because I don't want to get up at 4 again. But I got done with my reading today, so for the Three Ordinary Voices of God, I learned about the talent one. I understood a majority of it, but the last, like, section kind of threw me off. But it did give me some things to think about. So while I'm in the shower tonight, I'm gonna have a silent shower where it's just me talking to myself. I say that's silent, but usually I listen to podcasts and stuff. But I'm gonna be thinking about it for a little bit, and then tomorrow I'll do some journaling sessions about it. But I think while I'm getting ready for bed, I'll probably still watch YouTube, but maybe I will do some reading. And I'm planning on reading Dreaming About the Boy Next Door by Sarah Sutton. I'll either read this today or tomorrow, just because I might just need something light and fluffy, like after I do my prayer time. Instead of doing a spiritual book, I'll probably read this. I think that's what I'll do, is tomorrow I'm just gonna decompress on YouTube today, because that's always been the best way for me to decompress. But tomorrow, which I probably won't record, but tomorrow after my prayer time, I'll read this to really decompress and just escape reality almost. But yeah, that's kind of all I got to say for today. I think this is a shorter video, I don't know. But, yeah, I did my Rosary, I did my Bible in a year, and I did my reading of books that'll help me in the scriptures. So, yeah. Giving me things to think about, and I swear every time I keep reading books about the spiritual life, I keep feeling more and more called to discerning and becoming a sister or nun. Man. And I said I'm going to give myself 5 years. I don't know if I'll be able to handle, wait that long. I don't know. That's all I gotta say for today's video. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. But that's all I gotta say. I hope you guys all have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And keep remembering to make fantasies come true, one story at a time, okay? And I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye.